Do you tend to run with ducked out feet, or are you up on your toes a lot when you run? Well, if you are, your ankles are stiff and it could be seriously hurting your stride and your foot strike. Coach Nate here from the Running Experience. You know, not only are running on bricks for feet just not very fun, your stiff ankles are literally forcing your mechanics to change. And that's not only setting you up for slower, sloppier running, it's setting you up for injury. So today I'm gonna give you 2 tests that you can do to quickly assess how stiff your ankles are and how to improve them. I'm also gonna invite you to a 7-day ankle mobility challenge that we are hosting right in the Daily Run app that's gonna start soon. But onward to test number 1. Our first test has to do with the burpee. Before you roll your eyes, burpees are kind of awesome because they are a fast moving thing that requires a lot of parts similar to running, and there's a jumping and landing component with the foot and ankle. And what's so great is that this jumping and landing is very similar to our foot strike, but I go through greater ranges of motion. So any little subtle things that might be off in my ankle when I run are gonna be more exaggerated. Now, an important note, anytime I'm doing anything and I'm struggling and my feet are turned out like this, for example, is it because my ankles are stiff and that's causing me to adapt a faulty motor pattern, or have I just gotten lazy and I just tend to be here all the time and that's why I land with my feet out? We kind of call this a chicken or egg question when it comes to mechanics. But we're gonna clean things up. First of all, can you do a burpee with your feet in a nice straight position all the way through, just like this? That's really what we want. That's where feet want to land every time we run, and it doesn't matter the surface. We don't want our feet turned out. If my feet turned out, I tend to collapse inward, or I might land with my feet up here on my toes, also not very good. The way we're gonna exaggerate this and really test our ability to land with feet straight is going heels and big toes together. And this is this heel, big toe, foot burpee test. Boom. Can I hit this? If I can hit this, I'm getting some range of motion there that's gonna be important for my running. If I don't, well, that takes us to test number 2. Before we go to test number 2, we are hosting a 7-day ankle mobility challenge, and I want you to come with us. We're gonna start and end with the same ankle test, so we'll be able to track our progress. Each day, I'm gonna give you a new exercise to work on so that you'll walk away with this incredible routine of exercises to improve and restore your ankle range of motion. You're gonna learn a lot about why they got stiff in the first place. You can learn more about it down below. It's hosted right in the Daily Run app, and you can do the whole 7-day thing for free. The demands of life kind of keep us in mid-range if you think about it. Most of the time we're either standing or we're sitting, or even when we're running, we're not asking for that much range of motion of our body, and things start to stiffen up as a result. Enter the squat test, where we can actually see, hey, how much range of motion do you still have from when you were a baby? Because believe it or not, we all were able to do this at one point in age. Now, standard squat, we're gonna have our feet about a hip or shoulder width stance, and I want my feet pretty straight to bias our ankles. Nora's looking at squirrels. I'm gonna go sit down here all the way, and I wanna see how low I can go, keeping my feet flat and straight on the ground. And the goal, do I have a full range of motion squat, hips all the way down, back nice and straight, feet straight as well. Most of us struggle with this, and this is where you can quickly use this as a screening tool. Hey, where do I get to the point where I start to run out of range and I go up on my toes? Or where do I start to go where my feet tend to start to turn out like this? Because if I have struggled with this range of motion here, chances are when I run and I go up a hill, I'm gonna either go out this way or I'm gonna go up on my feet, which gets me into trouble. Now, a regular squat is good. We're runners. We need that little extra range of motion and stability and mechanics to go the long haul. So we're gonna go heels and big toes together. And while the burpee kind of tested our motor patterns, our ability to kind of keep our feet glued together, this one is just pure range of motion. Hey, can I get down here, keeping my heels and big toes together all the way, or do I start to run out of room? And if I want a little extra, what I could do is even practice a few kickouts into a pistol. Hey, how does this look on one side? Boom. Hey, how does this look on the other side? Oh, this right side feels a little stiffer for me than the other. But we gotta hit those things, and we gotta start practicing to improve those ankles. Whew. So it's one thing to have this information and it's another thing altogether to act on it. We have tons of videos on our channel that go through ankle and foot strength and everything, but ask yourself, are you actually doing that stuff on the daily basis or not? And if you're not, well then you should join the 7-day ankle mobility challenge, because we're gonna lay out everything for you. You don't even need to think or stress. You just need to show up, allocating 5 minutes of work. Again, you can do the whole thing for free by becoming an annual member. You'll get a 7-day free trial. All that information is down below. Guys, it's raining. I care so much about stiff ankles, your stiff ankles, that I'm stopping in the freezing rain to talk about it. Nora and I are gonna keep running and earning our miles. I hope you join us in the challenge. Earn your miles too. We'll see you in there.